I am so excited to show you the new palette from Cosmic Brushes. This is the Undergrowth palette. Blew my mind when I opened this. So excited to get into a look, swatches, close-ups, all of that good stuff. So I've got my coffee ready. Let's get into it. Now, Cosmic Brushes did very kindly send me this palette in PR and I am so excited to be holding it and doing a look with it today for you. In fact, I'm going to do two looks in this video because it is such a stunning palette. If you didn't know, Cosmic Brushes are one of my favourite indie brands, bar none. Their formula is amazing, their price point's amazing, their colour stories are so aesthetically pleasing it's unreal. I could talk about Cosmic Brushes all day every day, but I'm going to shut up and I'm going to show you the inside of the palette, the close-ups, all of that good stuff that you want to see. I am absolutely obsessed with green eyeshadow, if you didn't know, and this palette is green, grungy, autumnal goodness. Now, I don't currently know the price point for this and the date that it's going to be released on, but once I know that information, I will include it down below in the description box for you so you know when you can pick it up, where and how much. These palettes usually retail for around £28, but like I say, I'm not exactly sure on the details as of yet, but I am so excited for this launch. I think it is a fantastic one for autumn. I think this is going to please so many people because you can go neutral, you can go grungy, you can go green, you can go more warm toned and oranges and I'm sorry, but this shade here, Lichen, and this shade here, like these bright pops, absolutely delicious. So again, it is another 20 pan from Cosmic. They only done one smaller palette, which was the Gothic palette. I know a lot of their palettes that are out of stock are going to be coming back very, very soon, so keep your eyes on the website and don't forget to check out their TikTok because they're live on there a lot. I'll link that down below as well. But I'm excited to dive into this. Like I said, I'm going to do two looks. I think today's look, I'm going to focus more on the bottom half of the palette because I feel like you can split it up into two different colour stories if you wanted to. Of course you can combine them, but I think I'm going to use sort of more orangey tones and these sort of murky yellows. I think that's the plan. I think. It could change. It's very likely to change, but this is my favourite time of year, autumn time, leading up to spooky season, because the palette launches, the colour stories, the themes are just my favourite. And if you didn't know, Cosmic Brushes have launched quite a few new bits recently. There are some new brushes. I did pick up one of the brush sets. It's actually not clean at the moment because I've been using it and enjoying it. And they've released some lashes and I'm loving their half lashes as well because I do love a half lash. So if you didn't know, there are some new bits on their website and on their TikTok shop. So I think the shade I'm going to start out with is Sludge. Loving the shade names in this palette. And then I might go into a little bit of Clay. Absolutely gorgeous orange. Look, this colour story is a bit of me. So going into Sludge first, and I'm going to put that on the outer corner. I might deepen it up with the super deep brown in this palette. I don't think it's actually a black. It's called Bark. I mean, it could masquerade as a black. Don't know if you heard that, but my cat is currently having zoomies just outside the door where I'm filming, so that's fun. But yeah, it could definitely potentially masquerade as a black, but I think it is a super, super, super deep brown. So I might deepen the outer corner up with that at a later point. But the reason that I love Cosmic Brushes is because their eyeshadows are so pigmented and blendable and buildable. All of the good words that influencers use, you know? And their colour stories are just so insanely beautiful. I love every single palette that they've brought out. Like, just when you think they can't bring out another colour story that's just going to smash it out of the park, then this one drops and it's like, wow. The last 2 years in a row, there's been a Cosmic Brushes palette in my palette ranking at the #1 spot. So you can tell how much I like the brand and I like the formula, but look at that delicious brown. I feel very autumnal. This is blending out like an absolute dream, which is just what I'm used to with the Cosmic shades. And it's nice to see, again, there are definitely different shimmer formulas in this palette, and I love that when there's a bit of variety and they're a little bit different. I actually think this colour story is probably the most perfect autumnal colour story I've got. Like, I've got a lot of autumnal colour stories in my collection, like I have a lot of palettes. If you didn't know, I have a very large palette collection video up on my channel. I think I've got over 300 palettes in that video that I'm showing and talking about, and I think this one, colour story wise, is my favourite for autumn. Then I'm going to go into a bit of Clay, which was the other shade that I showed you, and I'm just going to connect that up to what we've got going on. I'm going to put it a little bit above my crease, just so that you can see it when my hooded eyes are relaxed. These are just such gorgeous earthy murky tones, and especially the greens as well. I'm excited for the next look when I'm going to use more of the green shades. Then I'm going to go into the shade Lichen, which is this one here, and I'm going to go into that for the inner corner because I love a matte inner corner, and when it resembles a limey, yellowy, greeny, chartreusey shade, that is the ultimate best for me. So I'm just going to press this in. Oh yeah. Oh, that is sickeningly beautiful. I do like a lot of vibrancy and contrast in my look, so although it was starting to look a little bit neutral, we was heading down the neutral route. Yeah, you knew I was going to spice it up. And that's the good thing about these palettes. You can just go so many different ways because each one is so versatile with the colour stories. Then on the lower lash line, I think I want to go into a little bit of the shade Marsh, which again, another gorgeous, murky, swampy tone. Oh, this just makes me so happy. And I think I will just go into a little bit of Clay again, like we did on the lid. And I have paired this look with the Cosmic Brushes highlighter from the highlighter trio, and I used the shade Golden Apple because I thought it would be absolutely perfect for this look. And then Fireflies was just calling to me. It is so pretty. Like, look at it. It is beautiful. I'm gonna put that, oh, the autumn goodness. Oh, that looks like it shifts from orange to yellow to maybe a little bit of goldy green. Could go into a little bit of swamp. I was looking at boggy, but I actually think swamp might be nice to meet up with that deeper brown in the outer corner. Now this shade does feel like a little bit of a chunkier formula when I was swatching it. It does look stunning though. And I think I will just add that Bark shade. It might actually be a dark green now, I'm looking at it in a different light. Like, I can't tell. It's a deep shade and it's going in my outer corner just to add a little bit of drama. And you don't need a lot because these deeper shades are pigmented. And this is one of the reasons that I love Cosmic Brushes. They make sure we have light shades, midtones, depth, variety of shimmers in light and dark and different formulas. Oh, it just makes me so happy. Right guys, I'm going to jump off, finish this look, come back and show you the finished look #1, and then we can get into the greens. Do I need to even explain how much I love this look? I really don't know if I do. I went in my waterline with my Makeup Revolution Streamline eyeliner in orange because I just thought it would tie in nicely with the lip and that clay shade. And then I did go in with the new Cosmic Beauty lashes. It's my favourite lash that they brought out. It's a half lash and it's the Rochelle. I'm not sure if you can get them on the website or just the TikTok shop, but like I say, everything should be linked down below where you can buy things. And this is autumn. And I love it. Like, you'd look at this and think, oh, okay, it's a green autumn palette, but actually it's not just green. You can go fully neutral if you want, or you can go neutral with some bright pops like I did. I feel like now I need to go jump in a pile of leaves with a pumpkin spice latte. That's what this look is giving me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and let's jump into look number 2. So for the next look, I'm thinking obviously it's gonna be green. I've saved the best till last because I love green eyeshadow, so I'm going to be using more of the shades from the top of the palette. I definitely want to use this shade and maybe this shade and this shade. Maybe we'll deepen it up again. Don't know what shimmer yet. I'm excited. I've got my pumpkin shaped mug because the weather is autumning nicely. So I'm thinking the shade I'm going to start with is Nettle because it is a gorgeous murky deeper green, and I just want to pop that in the outer corner and get into that grungy goodness. Yep. That is what I am feeling today. I'm going to pack quite a lot of this on, I think. I want it to be dramatic, which is usually the case. And I do want to put a little bit of that shade on the lower lash line as well, so I can kind of see-ish what shape I'm doing. It just helps a little bit, but like I said, I'm going to try and blow this out a little bit so it's bigger and more dramatic. I'd say that's quite big and dramatic. Then I think I'm going to go into the shade Fern and then from there into Algae. Again, loving the names. So first I'm just going to dot a little bit of Fern onto the very edges of that deeper shade. And I'm literally not even blending, I'm just pressing it on the edge and tickling it, and then I'll go back and forth between the shades to work on a blend. Oh, these greens, these delicious greens. Now I'll go in with the Algae shade, and again just tickling on the edge to begin with before I work on a blend. Oh, these beautiful, beautiful. Then it's just a case of going back through each of the shades and adding just a little bit more and just blending gently until I'm happy with how it looks. It's coming together nicely. A peachy cheek and a green eye will always have my heart, like, you know? Do you know? Oh. Now it's time for the most exciting part. I'm going to put, what is this called? Herbarium? I want to say. It's this one. I'm going to put this one in the inner corner because I've been dying to do that. I love shades like this in a palette. It just makes me so happy because I know I'm going to use it for my inner corner. And I much prefer shades like this than any shimmer. Like, you know. Okay, I'm going to jump off and cut my crease and then it's time for the shimmers. Okay, the shimmer options are beautiful, but the one that's really standing out to me and really special is Undergrowth. It is just so, how can I show you this? Like, look at that. It is absolutely stunning. So I think we definitely need to use that shade, but there is also another stunning shade that I was contemplating near the inner corner, which is called Vegetation. And it's this one here. I don't know. We'll start out with Undergrowth and see how we go. I think I'm just going to plop it on with my finger because I feel like most multi-chromes would benefit from that. Oh, I've been dying to use this shade. As soon as I saw the palette and then began swatching it, I was like, yep. That's the shade for me. Stunning. Now I'm going to take more of the inner corner shade because I just want some more of it in my life. Maybe I'll have that leading into that gorgeous multi-chrome because this is one of my favourite matte shades in the palette. Oh yeah. And then maybe the tiniest bit of that Vegetation shade, just where they both meet. And we'll add a tiny bit of the Bark shade, which looks like that super deep black, green, brown. The deep shade, you know? For even more drama. Thoroughly obsessed with how this is looking, so I'm going to jump off and do the finishing touches, and then we'll come back and decide if look 1 or look 2 is the best. As much as I loved the other makeup look, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed that one. Greens always, always, always have my heart. So this is my favourite look of the two, and I'd be really interested to know which of the two is your favourite. Greens are my comfort zone. This makes me super happy. I did go in with some water activated liner, and it was one of the Beauty Bay water activated liner palettes. It's the Aquabated liner palette. Now I'm not even sure if they do this one anymore, but I did just use a little sage shade from this just to line that cut crease and make it stand out that little bit more. And I did go in with a few little gems because, I mean, why not? And for the waterline, I found a shade that matches beautifully. It's from Wenzdae, and I think it's the shade Avocado, but pairs together with these greens so well and just tied it all together. Peach cheek, green eyes, gems, liner, that is what I am about. So I guess we need to talk about this absolutely stunning palette, don't we? I can't actually believe that I'm not going to be doing more looks. I think I need to do another video with this. I'll probably be doing some lives with this. This is probably going to feature in my end of year palette ranking, very, very high up. We'll see where that place is, but this now is definitely one of my favourite Cosmic Brushes palettes. Hands down, beautiful colour story. My favourite Cosmic Brushes palette at the moment is a very close toss-up between Winter Wonderland and Serenity, but this, guys, I was not expecting this colour story. Like, every single time they bring out a colour story, it always is aesthetically pleasing to me. I just think that Faye smashes it so well. She is the owner and she's just got an eye for colour, and the way that she can curate a colour story like this every single time, like if you go back and have a look on my channel, you'll see the other palettes that I've reviewed from the brand, and each and every time we have such a pleasing colour story, and this one is no different. The quality is just as good as I'm used to with the other palettes. I'm excited for the brand and to see what else is going to be coming out from them, and I did put on some of their other styles of lashes. This is the Megan lash, which is the most perfect dramatic lash for looks like this. So my two favourites out of the lashes that they've brought out was the Rochelle for the everyday, the half lash, and then these ones that are a little bit more dramatic for these kind of looks, which is the Megan. So, and again, I did use the Frosting Highlighter Trio, and I did use the shade Golden Apple again because I just think it pairs so well with this palette. Like, if you have the Frosting Highlighter Trio, be digging it out if you're planning to pick up this palette. Now, I will warn you, if you don't know, Cosmic Brushes do usually sell out pretty quick at launch time. They are super popular and for a reason, so set an alarm. When I know the dates and times and everything like that, I will put it in the description box for you and update it on my Instagram stories, things like that, so that you know when to set an alarm if you want to grab this palette. Absolutely loving the theme of this, the way that the palette looks, the picture on the front, it fits in with the other collection because it's the same size, it's the cardboard packaging with the rounded sides, so it will sit nicely with all of my others. We do appreciate that as makeup lovers, but it just feels so different. I really enjoy this. And the other autumnal palette that came out, was it last year, was the Muse palette, and I think that's being restocked soon. So if these aren't your colours that you like to use, then keep your eyes peeled for the Muse returning. I think I used 13 shades, which I don't think is too bad, but like I say, I'm definitely going to play around with this some more, but on first impressions, I'm absolutely in love. When Cosmic Brushes releases a palette, that is one of the happiest times for me in the makeup community because they are one of my favourite brands. Now, if you do want to pick up this palette or anything else from Cosmic Brushes, I do have my discount code, which is Kerry K. That will save you some pennies, and because it's affiliated, I will earn a small commission on that. But I am blown away by this release, guys. If you're wondering if it was any good and the same quality, I would say yes. I did notice though, like I did mention in my look, the shade Swamp is a little bit of a chunkier shade when I swatched it. It goes on the eye beautifully and looks really nice, but it feels like it's a little bit of a different formula to me. Just that one that sticks out, but again, really nice, performed really well. I just think Cosmic Brushes are so consistent with their launches, the quality, the price point, they're just everything. There's a reason that they're one of my favourites. Thank you so much for checking out this video, guys. Don't forget to let me know which look was your favourite, look 1 or look 2, and what looks you'd like to see, and what colour combinations you would like me to use for the palette. I can also pair it with any of the other Cosmic Brushes palettes if that's something you'd be interested in, and I will of course leave down below all of the details for the palette launch, the price, where to get it, all of that stuff, so you can set your alarms. If this is the kind of content that you enjoy, please do consider subscribing. I will also leave down below my Patreon group, my YouTube membership, and hopefully guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!